DMT lasts maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And when you're back, there's no weirdness. You don't have to get your legs back under you. You're just back. It metabolizes really well inside the body. And it gives probably the craziest, most potent psychedelic experience out of all of them. So they call it the king of the psychedelics. And to kind of explain it, if people want to know what the sensation is within seconds, let's say you smoke it. Within seconds, there's this acceleration. You feel like you're shot out of a cosmic cannon. You're not here in your body anymore. And there's this really wild kaleidoscopic acceleration feeling that you go through.
Ben, DMT is natural in the brain, which you're going to talk about in a minute, but it's also prevalent in nature. Where?
Well, it's in a lot of kinds of grasses, a lot of kinds of plants, the acacia tree. It's in all mammalian cortexes, which is wild.
What are they?
Well, the mammals that have the cortexes and the mammalian and also in humans in the neocortex, we produce DMT. So not only is it the wildest psychedelic that we know of, it's very fast acting, but our brain is producing it almost around the clock. And that's one of the leading studies that we've found out of the University of Michigan, is that we're always producing DMT.
What are we producing it for? What's its purpose in the human body?
We don't know, which is why there needs to be a lot more study on this. And I think the studies need to be asking deeper questions than how can we turn this into a drug and make billions. I think we really need to be asking, why is DMT in all mammals? Why, when you upregulate DMT, does it take you to this vastly different place? It takes you to a different place than all of the other psychedelics as well. So if you think about a key...
DMT, what does it do?
So DMT, it's short for dimethyltryptamine, and it is a psychedelic. And anyone who has heard the term psychedelic but hasn't used it before, you need to understand that they're all classified as drugs. But psychedelics are vastly different than other drugs like deliriants, dissociatives, things like alcohol, methamphetamines, the opiate class.
Yeah.
So psychedelics are very different because they don't just alter or distort reality. They seem to open up consciousness and the doors of perception so we can see more. But DMT is the most common because it's found in nature. But it's just as different from all the rest of the psychedelics as psychedelics are from all other drugs. And there's very many reasons for that. It's very short acting. Many psychedelics, they last up to anywhere from 5 to 12 hours. Every psychedelic, they fit into the 5-HT2A receptors in the brain as part of the serotonergic pathway. But DMT fits with a specific affinity. So the specificity of that key takes us to a vastly different place than all these other psychedelics. Why is it in the human brain? The leading scientists studying DMT still don't know. All we know is that we produce it, and in 2019 they found out that we don't just produce trace amounts of it, and it's probably not even in the pineal gland. It may produce it, but it turns out in the corpus callosum that produces cerebrospinal fluid, we're producing, and this is in 2019, we're producing almost as much DMT around the clock as we are serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine.
That's huge.
Those are functional neurotransmitters. We know their purpose. And then there was this other study that just came out last year that says we're actually producing twice the amount of DMT than any of the other neurotransmitters in the brain, and we still don't know why.
Does the human body, when it manufactures it in the brain, use it?
It does, and we metabolize it, and tryptophan is a precursor to it. There's a couple other precursors to it as well. It's very hard to study it because it metabolizes so quickly. So we could be producing a lot of it, but by the time we get a sample of it, while we're getting that sample, it's still metabolizing. So when we study how much we actually have of it, it might have been twice that amount. It started metabolizing while it was being prepared to be viewed under a microscope. So we don't know exactly why. There are some suggestions. Rick Strassman, he's the one who broke through the Controlled Substance Act. He made DMT the spirit molecule. He initially started saying things like, Everyone that came back from a high dose of DMT was saying that felt more real than this reality.